今次呢段片呢，講咗好幾款嘅題型變奏啊，所以長咗少少嘅。咁而家啦，我相信好多同學咧都已經積極備戰噶啦，無論呢係預備緊學校個 mock 啦，又或者真係做緊啲 past paper 咧。
努力奮鬥！
去到2023年嘅第一條題目啦，就係有關於咧肺部嘅。今次啦睇翻呢個表格啦，你見到啦有唔同嘅球體喎。咁原來啦一個球體咧就代表住我哋人類肺部唔同大細嘅氣囊啦。咁分別啦就係細嘅球體咪細一啲嘅氣囊咯，總共有8個。咁佢哋半徑咧就係1毫米。咁呢一個啦就係大嘅球體，就係代表住一個大嘅氣囊啦。佢個半徑咧就係2毫米。咁題目咧佢都有講到喎。8個細球體嘅總體積咧，係同一個大球體嘅總體積咧係一樣嘅。咁而家睇翻題目咧，呢個表格佢就講埋啦。一個細球體嘅表面面積咧就係12.6嘅毫米二次方啦。跟住啦，一個大嘅球體佢嘅表面面積咧就係50.3嘅毫米次方嘅。而家 Part A 咧就非常之直接了當啦，就問翻我哋咧計數咯。8個細球體嘅總表面面積係幾多呢？嗱，咁當然啦，就係考翻我哋全市技能嘅計數啦。咁其實好多同學咧都好驚嘅，BIO點解要計數啊？BIO唔應份要計數嘅，就算要計呢啲，喂都係送分俾你啦，應該開心啦，係嘛？計下百分比，計下表面面積啫嘛，係咪？球體表面面積係咪唔記得啊？唔記得，而家提翻你啦，4πr2次。記住個單位啦，冇單位就冇分噶啦。今次題目咧就問1分，因為淨係想要你嘅答案同埋單位啫。下次可能俾多1分你，就要你俾埋個步驟我咯。咁所以啦，今次呢條題目咧都冇乜步驟可言啊，因為咧都俾咗一個細嘅球體嘅表面面積你咯。我要8個啫嘛，咪12.6乘8咪已經係答案咯。你記住有單位就可以啦，係咪？咁但係下次啦，即係玩得盡啲，唔俾你啊，要你自己去記翻呢一條式嘅，我咪要你俾個步驟我咯，都未嘗不可啊，係咪？咁所以啦，如果真係要你俾步驟嘅，咪好似咁樣俾咯，4πr2次咁啊，然後啦塞翻呢個2毫米嘅半徑落去，4πr2嘅2次，咁嘅答案咪就係50.3嘅毫米二次方啦。今次我呢個答案咧就用翻一個嘅 significant figure 啦，所以咧就50.3啦。咁今次啦，使唔使用翻4πr1嘅2次啊？唔需要啦，就係12.6乘翻8就已經搞掂啦。你頂多寫埋呢個12.6乘8，咪當送俾佢咯。得你就有翻100.8嘅毫米二次方作為你嘅答案啦，就是這樣噶啦。然後啦，去到 Part B 咧，就係根據翻你 Part A 嘅答案咯，就要我哋解釋翻咧個肺部啦。如果有個細啲嘅氣囊咧，相比起大啲嘅氣囊咧，佢做個氣體交換係做得有效率一啲嘅喎。咁點解咧？呢條題目啦就考翻我哋啦，嗰個氣囊嘅表面面積啦，同埋個氣體交換嘅關係啦。今次講到明氣體交換就講緊氣體嘅擴散啦，係咪？咁所以啦，我哋自不然就要比較翻8個細球體嘅總表面面積同埋一個大球體嘅總表面面積有咩分別啦？又或者咧比較翻呢8個細球體嘅表面面積對體積嘅比例，同一個大嘅球體嘅表面面積對體積比例又有啲咩唔同咯？嗱，題目咧俾咗一個好重要信息你嘅，但係唔係咁多同學咧留意嘅，就係後面呢一句啦。8個細球體嘅總體積係同一個大球體嘅總體積係一樣嘅。咁即係話啦，而家講緊表面面積除體積啊嘛，係咪？咁而家啦，你發現啦，咦，8個細球體嘅表面面積係大過一個大球體喎。而佢哋嘅體積係一樣喎，一個就大數，一個就細數，除同一個數嘅話咧，自不然啦，原來細啲嘅球體咧，佢嘅表面面積對體積比例係大啲嘅。如果啦，你覺得球體嗰個概念難啲理解嘅，你咪用翻呢幅圖咯，俾大嘅立方體同細嘅立方體有晒數字俾你噶啦。表面面積係咁多，體積係咁多，即對體積比例就係6:32。而原來細粒啲咧，佢個面積對體積比例係高啲嘅。然後題目咧再考我哋嘅咧，就係呢一個比較佢對於擴散速度有咩嘅重要性啦 ，significance 咯，又講重要性，即係問你有咩嘅好處啊嘛，係咪？咁所以咧，整個思考邏輯咧就係講緊啦，8個細球體嘅表面面積咧係大過一個大球體嘅。而個表面面積同個擴散速率嘅關係咧，就係表面面積越大咧，擴散速度亦都越快啦。所以啦，相對於同一體積而言咧 8個細小嘅球體同一個大嘅球體呢，前者係有較大嘅表面面積或者較大嘅表面面積同體積嘅比例。嗱，呢句紅色好緊要嘅，因為題目俾咗你噶嘛 ，for the same volume。所以啦，氣體交換嘅擴散速率亦都會較為快，或者氣體擴散較為快啦。呢條題目啦，有啲咩變奏呢？啱啱講完氣囊，又講氣體交換，又講表面面積，就梗係講下睇病學 Bio啦。咁多位，下面啦有兩幅圖 X 同埋 Y 啦。X 咧就係代表住一個正常人體嘅氣囊啦。Y 咧就係一個人啦，患有肺氣腫 emphysema 啦，佢嗰個氣囊有咩變化咯？咁你會見得到啦。X 咧正常氣囊嘅時候咧，係咪多啲接㗎 ？Y 咧係咪冇咁接㗎？咁多啲接，其實同少啲接有咩嘅分別啊？咁多位，自不然就係講緊表面面積啦，係咪啊？咁而家題目就問咯，要我哋參考翻啦 X、Y 呢兩幅圖一個可見嘅改變，就我哋指出及解釋翻肺氣腫對於個氣囊啦，同埋個氣體交換啦，有啲乜嘢嘅影響咯。喺留言區留低你嘅答案，睇下你 concept 清唔清。然後啦，我就想聚焦翻呢個表面面積對體積比例嘅概念啦。嗱，都係嗰句，有得讀Bio嘅同學唔知點解呢係好驚數學嘅，可能本身數學差，又或者唔預Bio要計數。但之前我同大家講過讀Bio嘅致勝關鍵同埋致命傷害，我已經講過俾大家聽啦。Bio係要計數，不過啲數唔係咁難嘅咋，有計數機同唔放棄你就一定識噶啦。而家呢，我就用一個例子去令到大家對於呢個表面面積對體積嘅比例永世難忘，莫名其妙記憶法。話說呢，木偶仔個阿媽呢，要煮一餐飯俾木偶仔食，今餐呢就想煮牛肉，佢就喺度諗啦，要醃一塊牛扒同醃啲牛仔粒，邊個情況醃得快啲呢？要去煎塊牛扒同煎啲牛仔粒，喺邊個情況底下會快啲熟呢？煎完之後啦，上咗碟咯，我拎出去咯，咁成塊牛扒會快啲凍啊，定係牛仔粒會快啲凍呢？3個情況，我相信你哋都一定識噶啦。牛仔粒會快啲入味啦，煎啲牛仔粒會快啲熟啦，上咗碟嘅話，牛仔粒會快啲凍啦。呢3個情況都係想話俾你聽。表面面積對體積比例越高，佢嘅擴散滲透會快啲，熱味啊嘛，係咪啊？佢嘅吸熱會快啲，佢嘅散熱都會快啲。原來都係嗰個原理嚟嘅啫，每一個情況都可以講到我哋嘅生物科概念。例如啦，我哋講醃啲牛仔粒嘅，就梗係講擴散啦，又或者一條筋去吸水啦，係咪啊？我哋嘅微血管幫我哋做一個物質交換啦，係咪啊？講吸熱同散熱嘅好簡單㗎咋，睇下隻老鼠仔就知噶啦。一隻老鼠仔同一隻大笨象，邊隻生物散熱散得快啲啊？係老鼠仔啊，因為老鼠仔嘅表面面積對體積比例係高過一隻大笨象噶。你唔好睇小我哋啲師奶仔啊，我哋啲Bio隨時叻過你噶。跟住啦，繼續講題目啦。Part C 咧，佢就問啦。Part B 我哋就啱啱講咗氣囊咧，就係一個好大嘅表面面積啦，令到佢嘅氣體交換就做得快一啲啦。而家啦，佢就講啦，撇除呢個特徵之外，要我哋解釋一下個氣囊係點樣特殊化 ，how specialized at the tissue level 喺組織層面有幾咁特殊化，去令到佢做個氣體交換做得咁好啊？呢個題目唔使審啦，梗係考緊我哋適應性特徵啦，係咪？記得翻啦3樣嘢啦，結構、特徵、功能，要考我哋嘅概念就係講緊個特徵，唔單止令個結構做得到某個功能，仲要做得好某個功能啦。所以當我哋答題嘅時候咧，不其然都要講下結構 A 咧，佢有某某特徵，就以便佢或者令到佢進行某個功能進行得更加好啦。嗱，所以咧有陣時溫書嘅時候咧，你都要留意下。有陣時佢寫啲字眼咧，起碼我未係咁滿意嘅。我俾個例子大家，人類個肺咧就有好多氣囊嘅，咁佢有咩適應性特徵啊？喺書咧佢就話啦，提供一個大嘅表面面積去做個擴散。對於我嚟講，我唔係咁滿意，因為唔係大 嘅表面面積，係大一啲嘅表面面積，係 larger surface area， 更大嘅表面面積，咁樣先能夠表現到適應性特徵有幾咁重要，係咪？所以啦，除咗表面面積之外啦，我哋仲有啲咩嘅特徵呢？例如啦，個氣囊呢有個薄壁。呢個薄壁咧係由單一層嘅細胞所組成嘅啫，又或者我哋嘅氣囊嘅內壁咧係有啲細胞分泌啲液體，或者個內壁咧有一層嘅水膜，特徵嚟噶咯。點樣令到個氣囊做氣體交換做得好啲啊？係啦，原來啦一個薄壁咧係提供到一個短嘅擴散距離，從而啦有一個快捷嘅氣體交換。對於呢個答案唔滿意，因為唔係 short。係 shorter， 唔係快，係快啲。你話 faster 都係正確嘅。咁所以啦，有翻個比較呢係會好一啲嘅。當然啦，你話樣樣嘢要比較好辛苦喎，梁 Sir。咁去到下面啦，一層水膜起碼容許到啲氣體溶解到落去，咁都可以接受嘅。總之適應性特徵，你就係話到俾我聽，佢唔單止做到個功能，仲要做得零舍好嘅。正正咧，2022年咧就考咗我哋有關於氣囊嘅適應性特徵啦。考完又考嘅咩？梁 Sir 係啊，因為當年第16條有關於氣囊適應性特徵咧，得4成8嘅同學答啱啫。唔夠一半啊嘛，咁今年再出個好正常啦，係咪？跟住啦就去到一點出發啦。今次嘅題目咧就講氣囊嘅，考我哋兩樣嘢，考結構、考計數，從而啦歸結翻就考氣體交換啦。先講結構啦，有特徵有功能就係講適應性特徵啦。咁呢條題目啦，正正就係問緊我哋啦，喺我哋嘅氣囊嘅表面咧有一層水膜喎，有咩用啊 ？A、B、C、D， 你話俾我聽個答案啦。咁過往啦都有問好多唔同類型嘅適應性特徵。係咪淨係問氣囊啊？當然唔係啦，問下血管又得，問下關節又得，問下木質部又得，問下塊葉都得，問下個氣孔都得，好多嘢可以問你嘅。然後啦就講計數咯，今次個問題咧就要我哋去計翻個表面面積啦，就叫你計翻個面積同體積比例得唔得啊？梗係得啦，有計數機就一定計得到噶啦。今次個題目就考翻我哋表面面積對氣體交換嘅關係啦，所以啦我哋就要講翻擴散嘅速率啦。除咗擴散速率啦，可唔可以考下滲透速率啊？梗係可以啦。呢個題目就問翻我哋啦，小腸咧佢要去吸收水分啊，究竟啦係受到下面邊一啲嘅特徵去加速嘅咧？咁其實都係問翻適應性特徵啫嘛。而今次啦，自不然當然係考翻我哋小腸嘅表面面積啦。之前就問擴散，今次咪問滲透咯。除咗啦講吸收之外咧，原來消化都關個表面面積事嘅，就係問翻我哋機械式消化嘅重要性啦。會點樣問你啊？第一款問法咧就係2012年嘅1B 第10條啦，就係問翻豬屎嗰個實驗，就係膽鹽點樣幫助脂肪消化。直線抽擊答題法，睇翻片溫翻書咯。除此之外啦，反翻轉嚟問你睇病學敗要你指出及解釋翻，當一個病人佢個膽囊切除咗之後啦，對佢嘅脂肪消化有乜嘢影響？其實考嘅都係同一個嘅概念，究竟膽鹽點樣幫助脂肪消化？而家冇咗膽囊嘅話啦，會有啲咩嘅影響呢？今次呢段片呢，講咗好幾款嘅題型變奏啊，所以長咗少少嘅。咁而家啦，我相信好多同學咧都已經積極備戰噶啦，無論咧係預備緊學校個 mock 啦，又或者真係做緊啲 past paper 咧，嘗試下喺留言區留低你嘅答案啦，用你嘅文字去答出嚟，俾我對下睇下啱唔啱。2-3 Question 1 is about the lungs. The sphere shown in the diagram below represent the air sacs of different sizes in the lungs. The total volume of the 8 small spheres with the radius of 1 millimeter each is equal to the volume of one large sphere with the radius of 2 millimeters. So you can see from this table, the surface area of one small sphere is 12.6 millimeters square. And the surface area of one large sphere is 50.3 millimeters square. So for part A, very straightforward question. Calculate the total surface area of 8 small spheres. Really, this question asks us about the calculation, cyanotic skills, right? And then you can see from this question, how straightforward is that? Because the surface area of one small sphere is given 12.6. And now I would like to know the total surface area of 8 small spheres. You just times 8 and then you will get the answer, right? If next time the question doesn't give you the information and asks you to calculate the surface area, so you need to recall the equation to calculate the area of a sphere, 4 pi r square, and with the correct unit. Remember that no unit, no mark. And also beware of the showing the steps, because this part only carries 1 mark, but maybe next time it will carry 2 marks because 1 more mark for the steps. So how can we calculate one large sphere, 4 pi r square, and with the radius 2 mm square? So we have the answer 50.3 mm square with one significant figure. But do we need to use the 4 pi r square this time? No need. We just need to use the 12.6 times 8 and then we can get the total surface area of the 8 small sphere, which is 100.8 millimeter square. Very straightforward, right? And then for part B, with reference to the answer in part A, explain why having smaller air sac in the lungs is more efficient than bigger air sac for the gas exchange. For this case, we need to recall the concept of the surface area of air sac for the gas exchange. Surely we are talking about the diffusion of the gas. And then we need to compare the surface area or the surface area to volume ratio. Now for the surface area, easier idea to understand. The total surface area of X sphere is 100.8 millimeter square. And for the one big sphere, the total surface area is 50.3 millimeter square. So you can see that the surface area of X sphere is larger than that of the one large sphere. And for the surface area to volume ratio, so for the volume, it's given that equal to the volume of one large sphere. With this table, so you can see that the smaller cube, so the surface area to volume ratio is larger. We need to realize the significance of the difference to the diffusion rate. Thinking logic, we need to know that the surface area of X small sphere is larger than the surface area of one large sphere, and the significance, the importance, the benefit is that the larger the surface area, the higher the diffusion rate. Therefore, you need to say that for the same volume, which is given by the question, each small sphere have a larger total surface area or a larger surface area to volume ratio than a larger sphere. Therefore, the diffusion rate for the gas exchange will be higher, or the diffusion of the gases will be faster. So that's the idea about the size of the air sac. After that, any possible question variation. So I need to show you that how can we formulate the question by using the disease approach again. So you can see that figure X and Y. Figure X shows a cross-section of a normal human air sac, and the figure Y shows a cross-section of the air sac from a person suffering from emphysema. So you can see that the folding of the air sac or the number of the air sacs, right? So what's the difference? You can tell me. With reference to the changes visible in the figure X to figure Y, state and explain the effect of the emphysema on the air sac and on gas exchange, 4 marks. So the idea surely is talking about the surface area, right? So leave your answer in the comment section. Let's see your concept is clear or not. And then I would like to spend some time on the surface area and volume ratio. So most students, they may think that, for biology, why do we need to do the calculation? I don't expect that. I told you guys already. Even we need to calculate in biology, the calculation is very simple. The percentage change, the length change, the weight change, or this time, the surface area only, right? Once you can recall the equation, and with a calculator, you must be able to calculate it, right? And now I'm using one example to illustrate the idea of the surface area to volume ratio and the relationship between the ratio to the diffusion, to the osmosis, different idea. Imagine that your mother would like to cook you the dinner, and tonight you have beef to eat. Don't think about it, the whole steak and the diced beef, in which case she can marinate it faster. So the beef can absorb the seasoning easily. Second case is that for the pan fry, which case we can cook the beef faster. After that, we put it on the plate, so which case the beef will cool down faster. And I'm sure that all of you can talk about it. The diced beef, or it can absorb the flavor faster. We can cook it to well done faster. And after we put it on the plate, the diced beef will cool down faster. What is the reason? Because they have a higher surface area to volume ratio. That's the concept. Therefore, don't underestimate the housewife. Their biology knowledge and skills may be more advanced than you. And then let's continue the question. For part C, apart from part B, so the adaptive features is about the larger surface area of the air sac, right? So now for part C, explain how air sacs are specialized at tissue level. So for this case, surely we need to recall the adaptive features of the air sac for gas exchange. We need to think about the structure, the feature, and the function. Surely for the air sac, the function is for gas exchange. So how can we do the scaffolding? So the scaffolding is that structure A has a certain feature for or to performing or to perform certain function better. You need to put these three ideas together. And the concept is that for the adaptive features, we always say that the structure does not only do the function, but also do it so well done. So for example is that for the air sac, there's large number of the air sac, so it can provide a large surface area for diffusion. Even for the book, I'm not that satisfied because it should say that provides a larger surface area for faster diffusion. Because we need to show that, oh yes, with this adaptive feature, this structure can do the function so well. So we need to do some comparison, faster, larger. So we need to think about that the thin wall of the air sac made up of one single layer of cells, and then some cells in the wall secrete the fluid or the presence of a water film on the inner wall of the air sac. Each of the adaptive features, it can make the air sac to perform the function better. So for the thin wall, offer a shorter, like even the model answer, I'm not that satisfied, offer a shorter diffusion distance for a faster gas exchange. And then for the presence of the water film on the inner wall, not every time we need to say that so well done, but at least it allows the gases to dissolve. And it's also the significance, the importance of the water film, right? So in 2022, we have the questions about the air sac adaptive features already. So why it appears again? Because for the 2022 this year, only 48% students got it correct. Therefore, we have to ask it again to check the concept. Let's talk about the curriculum mapping. This question starts from air sac, and then it checks us about the structure and the calculation, and then we combine all the concept. It checks us about the gas exchange. For the structure, feature, function, we talk about adaptive features of the air sac. Just like this question, the film of water on the surface of human air sac serve to ABCD. So tell me the answer in the comment section. And apart from the adaptive features of the air sac, there were a lot of questions about the adaptive features. The stomata, the blood vessels, the joints, the xylem vessels, a lot. And watch all the video for revision. And let's talk about the calculation. This time we talk about the surface area. Maybe next time it asks you to calculate the surface area to volume ratio. And then this time we link the ratio to the gas exchange with the diffusion rate. But what about other example? Can we ask about the osmosis rate? Surely we can. So for example, this question asks that the absorption of the water in the small intestine is facilitated by 1, 2, 3. So this question is also about the adaptive features as well. So you can see that it's really a hot topic. You have to get familiar with this type of question. And apart from the absorption, we can also talk about the digestion. Example, we can talk about the importance of the mechanical digestion. So any possible question variation? First one is the straight to the point question. So you can refer to the 2012 paper 1B question 10. How do bile salts help fat digestion? It's a very straightforward question. It's also about the surface area. Or I use the disease approach to ask the same question. State and explain the effect on the fat digestion if the patient's gallbladder is removed. So what do you need to mention? You also need to mention surface area or the surface area to volume ratio of the fat droplets, right? So in this question, I give you so many possible question variation. So try to answer it. Most of you are preparing for DSE already, or maybe preparing for the mock exam in school. So try to answer some question by your own words. And let me check your answer to see that your concept is correct or not, and how can you present your idea in an accurate way.